G'day guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Wildkard. If you are here and you're watching this video, hit the subscribe button. Helps me out quite a lot with the gods of algorithm. But let's talk about this rugby game. Moana Pasifika versus the Waratahs at home. First game of the season at home for Moana Pasifika. Their technical home at Mount Smart Stadium in Auckland. This was a very, very good outing fight by Moana Pasifika. Much better than their previous few weeks. A lot of very big improvements from Moana Pasifika's side, especially with their management with discipline. In the, I guess maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago, the discipline was a huge issue for the team, and they were constantly just letting themselves, down with penalties, and the penalty count was averaging, I think, was 15 or something per game. It was extortionately high penalty counts every game. But this one, huge improvements. Much fewer penalty count in the end of the match. The final count was only 11. So it was way better. They used to, I think there was a time where they got close to 20 penalties a game. And it was just they're really disruptive to the players, to the team's overall momentum, and really allowing a lot of soft points for the opposition team. So that's really good to see. Big improvement from the Moana Pasifika. Also, there was some really good hard running from Moana Pasifika team. And just big hard running. You can see it in the determination, the desire for the team members wanting to get over the try line to get this game back in their own hands. Just literally running through a bunch of Waratahs players, and in the end it was very close. Maybe a bit of a communication error at the end. Moana Pasifika was very close to scoring a try with about 4 minutes left, 3 minutes left on the clock, and crashing the ball through less than 5 meters away, and just a little bit of a communication error. The halfback passes the ball to a bunch of forwards. Nobody was prepared to catch the ball. Knock on, and that was the last opportunity the Pasifika team had. Unfortunately, there was also a big improvement by the Pasifika team in the lineouts and the more defense. Looked like a very good matchup in the lineouts, and also the more defense, and with their own mauls as well, looked very competitive. But the other critical set piece, the scrummaging, the big one. Penalties everywhere. So, the 11 penalties we looked at in the end, there was about a third of that was just technical scrum penalties. So it's not this was huge improvement. Unlike previous weeks, just offside, breakdown penalties everywhere. This game, all of that was cut out, and scrum penalties. The Waratahs knew Moana Pasifika was having scrummaging issues, and was repeatedly opting for the scrummaging and opting to get that penalty. This is a tough scrummaging battle as well. The Waratahs has the Wallabies front rowers in the team. Angus Bell, probably, I thought he was exceptionally well for the Wallabies. And it showed once again how good he is in the scrummaging today. If it wasn't for the scrummaging, if it wasn't for that huge disadvantage for the Moana Pasifika team, this was a game that Moana Pasifika could, definitely had an opportunity to win there. The overall Moana Pasifika did really well in the breakdown as well. Michael Hooper taking another break. Didn't he have 5 weeks break at the start of the season already? So he's taking another break today, and that kind of maybe was a reason why Moana Pasifika was having a bit of a, was able to get themselves out of jail quite a few times in the breakdown. For the Waratahs, Isaiah Peresi was absolutely spectacular this game. There was a beautiful individual chipping chase, setting up a try for the winger moment, and that was declined because of a Moana Pasifika player. We'll have to talk about that in a bit. So that was a really beautiful play by him. He scored 1 try this game as well, and was just able to make line breaks left and right, doing exceptionally well. And the fact that he was playing outside center, number 13, he was actually playing really well as an inside center. So it'd be interesting to see where they want to put him for the Wallabies, or maybe shuffle him around in the next few weeks, because the way he was playing, he was more like an inside center than an outside center. He was creating a lot of space for his support players, and he was able to run those really good lines. The try he scored was actually as a 12. In fact, he was in the 12 position. He received the ball from Jake Gordon at the from the scrum, and he just ran straight through a bit of footwork, straight through the 9-10 channel, as you would expect from an international 12. So really, really, really good performance by Isaiah Peresi. And the Waratahs started off this game actually behind. Moana Pasifika put 17 points on the board in the beginning, and the Waratahs almost looked like they underestimated the physicality the Moana Pasifika team was going to bring, allowing 2 tries, just being able to score it in about the first 20 minutes of the game. And then they were slowly but surely got themselves back in the game and really, front tapping those defense, stop giving away those, soft meters, just going backwards in your tackling sort of meters. Yeah, get themselves back into the game. Overall, let's have a look at the stats. Moana Pasifika, 396 to 400 mid-run meters for the Waratahs. Very, very close. Moana Pasifika actually had more carries at 109 to Waratahs 88, which means that the Waratahs defense was much better at stopping the Moana Pasifika getting over the advantage line. After the first 20 minutes, that easy meters that the Moana Pasifika was getting was just being closed out by the Waratahs, which is really, really good to see the team adjust to the situation at hand. Turnovers conceded 12 against Moana Pasifika and 10 against the Waratahs. Tackle count, 100 for the Moana Pasifika, 170 for the Waratahs. 21 missed tackles for Moana Pasifika and 19 for the Waratahs. So the tackle count, missed tackle percentage is slightly higher for Moana Pasifika, and the Waratahs was doing a lot better this game. Kicks in play. The halftime kicking for the Moana Pasifika was already at 8, so they only made 4 kicks in the second half, whereas the Waratahs picked up the kicking. They only had 6 kicks in the first half, and the kicking went from 6 to 17 by the end of the second half. So the kicking kind of like switched a little bit. Moana Pasifika reduced their kicking count in the second half, which I thought was a bit weird, especially when Moana Pasifika was leading. I felt like maybe managing those kicking a little bit better would have helped them quite a bit as well. And the scrummaging was just, one of the big issues, as we will see now. 3 lineouts loss, 1 scrum loss against Moana Pasifika. And the penalty count against the scrummaging was just like almost every scrum was either a penalty or short arm against the Moana Pasifika team. There was 1 scrum loss against the Moana Pasifika. It was a short arm penalty for, I think it was Angus Bell, for basically popping himself up too early. So that was the one time like a technical issue for the Waratahs. But overall, this was a dominant scrummaging. I thought Sokofi Kefu would have been I expected Kepu to do a lot better in the scrummaging, to be honest. And Angus Bell really had his number this whole game. The reserve props came on quite early as well for the Moana Pasifika. I think like 45th minute, 46th minute, they already put on their reserve props. And still scrummaging was just getting dominated quite easily. Overall, 11 penalties apiece. Like I said, Moana Pasifika actually had less than 11 penalties. If you take out the scrum penalties out, they would have been on like 7 or something, right? And then the yellow card, 1 yellow card. Faenga Anuku, bit of a lift tackle, kind of power drive to play into the ground a little bit. Not really that bad, but yellow is a yellow. Angus Gardner made the right decision there for that penalty count. So in the end of the day, let's quickly recap the game. Like I said, this game actually started really, really well for Moana Pasifika. The Waratahs almost came out looking like they underestimated the Moana Pasifika's attack. And every time Moana Pasifika got the ball, they're just going forward, punching through the advantage line again and again. So 3 minutes in the game, Waratahs had a 10-meter line out. They actually messed up their own line out from the... messed up their own line out right from the beginning. And then Moana Pasifika gets the opportunity just straight up in the attack inside the Waratahs 22. Just good running, good just hard ball carries by the Moana Pasifika team. They were... what happened here? So they were just crashing the ball, muscling themselves over for first try. Only, less than 10, on the 10th minute, 9 minutes into the game, right? The Waratahs was just really struggling at the beginning. They were getting turned over at the breakdowns. Like I just mentioned, the line-out wasn't doing very well. The execution was very sloppy at the beginning as well. So Moana Pasifika Also gets a 3-point penalty at the beginning as well. Puts himself 10 points lead in about 10 minutes, right? And then the game settled down a little bit. Moana Pasifika was able to piggyback a few Waratahs mistakes, getting into the Waratahs to the half again. They were attacking, crashing the ball. The Waratahs were able to actually defuse that attack a couple times, but eventually the Waratahs' own clearance wasn't very good. Moana Pasifika was able to restage the attack, getting close to try line again, and just a nice little hand from Sukopi Kepu to his support player. When he looked like he was going to crash the ball again, he just quickly threw his ball out to his support player. Amoa goes in under the sticks for Moana Pasifika on the 20th minute, and suddenly Moana Pasifika is 17 points to nil with only 20 minutes on the clock. Yeah, and at this point, it's starting to look like the Waratahs defense is just not really fronting up. But that kind of changed right away. Peresi, what's his first name? Isaiah Peresi gets the first try on the ball for the Waratahs on the 27th minute. The Waratahs actually finally give themselves an opportunity to score 3 points right in front of the goalpost. And the Waratahs recognize the scrummaging is an issue against the Moana Pasifika. Instead of opting for 3 or go for the line out, they go for a scrum. And sure enough, immediately scrum penalty advantage. The ball comes out, one pass. Isaiah Peresi was like at the 9-10 channel. He was basically playing as a 10. Runs in, a little bit of footwork, beats 2 defenders, goes in for the first try for the Waratahs on the 27th minute. And then on the 37th minute, just before halftime, another scrum penalty against Moana Pasifika. Waratahs goes for a line out, and then just start crashing the ball really close to the Moana Pasifika line. Eventually, Pereki crashes over for the Waratahs on the 37th minute for the second try. So halftime, despite a 17 points lead in the first 20 minutes, halftime score was 17 points to 14. Waratahs only 3 points behind. Second half starts 42nd minute. This was a brilliant move. So the Moana Pasifika player was running just inside the Waratahs half, I think. He gets tackled. As he's about to get pushed out, he throws the ball back in. And Waratahs recovers this ball. And Isaiah Peresi gets the ball. He runs down the sideline. Little chip kick behind. He regathers the chip kick. Cuts infield to create space out wide. To open up space out wide for his winger. And he draws the fullback upon himself. Offloads back outside to the support runner. I think it was the winger. I think it was number 11. But anyway, he throws to his support player outside. Goes in. And this looks like a try for the Waratahs. And, I think it was Peach. And Peach goes in. And then the referee checks the TMO. The Moana Pasifika player who threw the ball back in to Isaiah Peresi, he stepped on the line. No try. So the Moana Pasifika player being pushed out was the reason that the Waratahs try was declined. Yeah, this was an absolutely beautiful try set up by Peresi. I was really, really hyped and also a little bit disappointed at this point. So on 43rd minute, the Moana Pasifika had an opportunity to kick 3 points, and they taken the 3 here. I thought they probably could have gone for a try. It was a bit weird situation here because Christian Lilienfano this was a conversion that's going to take him over 1,000 Super Rugby points, and he will be the first Pacific Islander to score over 1,000 points. So they gave him 3 points here. I thought that was probably the wrong decision. I thought they should have gone for a try here. But anyway, they kicks this point over because at this point, Moana Pasifika was leading by 3, right? You kick the points, you're still 1 try behind. Less than 1. So you're still only 6 points ahead. So it's not like you're putting yourself more than 1 try ahead of your opposition. You're still 6 points behind. So the 3 points here really didn't add anything for the team. A try here would have put the Waratahs out of reach for 1 try. But they go for 3 anyway. Almost like they wanted to help Christian Lilienfano get over the 1,000 point mark. So they get that. So 20 points to 14 at this point. More penalty from scrums came up against the Moana Pasifika and allowing the Waratahs more opportunities. On the 53rd minute, Fainga Anuku gets yellow carded for lifting tackle. on the 55 minutes, the Waratahs gets another opportunity to score. They had they go for the line out. The line out comes in instead of a maul. Already gets the penalty advantage from the maul. They just go wide. What's his name? Nawa Kanitawasi goes into the corner for the Waratahs' third try. And then immediately following this try, still having one play advantage on the 60th minute, Waratah gets another really, really good try on the board. They essentially, basically this all started around the halfway. Nawa Kanitawasi was on the wing. He kind of like runs down the wing on the right hand side and he cuts himself back in, links up with his support players, and then the Waratahs just follow that momentum, spread the ball out wide, all the way from the right hand side of the field on the sideline, all the way to the left hand side field of the sideline to Peach, goes into the corner for a really easy fourth try for the Waratahs. And after that, the Moana Pasifika stabilized the situation and they're just playing catch up for the last 20 minutes or so. It looked like the Moana Pasifika scored a try when Whaianga comes back onto the field on the 66th minute. Moana Pasifika basically had a really nice run following really nice run, was able to make a few line breaks back to back into the Waratahs half. They got himself right inside the 22 and people was just getting like bumped off left and right on the Waratahs defense. 16 phases later, they spread the ball out wide. Finally, there was a bit of a space for Whaianga. He runs into the corner. He goes in. He gets tackled, right? And he gets rolled onto his back. And you can see him desperately trying to put the ball down. So he tries to put the ball down and his elbow touches the line before the ball touched the ground. And you can see it. He was so desperate. His elbow was on the ground. The ball was still not off the ground because he was like obviously flipped on his back. He used his head to press the ball down. That was quite funny, but it still wasn't enough. The try, elbow touching the line, no try. I thought that should have been a try. That was so close. So if that try was scored, then Moana Pasifika would be only 1 point behind with a conversion to come. But yeah, on the 76th minute, last time breath of the game, Moana Pasifika was pounding the Waratahs try line again, getting penalty advantages as well, and then finally they were just building 10 phases running, pounding the line, and I passed to one of the forwards setting up a pot. Everybody was kind of looking at each other, bit of a communication error. Nobody caught the ball. The ball just went hit one guy on the chest, fell to the ground, and that was the last opportunity Moana had to potentially win the game in the last minute. And that was the game, guys. The Waratahs, piggyback so many scrum penalties against the Moana Pasifika, but huge improvements for the Pasifika team. Really, really unfortunate they weren't able to win this one. Yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Thank you for watching this, guys. I really do appreciate it. See you guys a bit later for the next games. Cheers.